Hello, all. I've been busy doing some video stuff for our investment projects here. And I thought, rather than do another martial arts video in the morning, after dark has kind of been shut down because of the mosquitoes. Um, we'd have a little fun. Once in a while, there's a fight that comes up in boxing, which I think everybody isn't seeing things clearly. And I want to make a bet on, and it gets too complicated. And I have a pretty good track record, if I may say so. So let's talk about Crawford versus Canelo, okay? Honestly, this to me, if it was a 15-round fight, I might not feel this way so strongly because those extra 3 rounds, they help the puncher a lot, okay? But 12-round fight, let's look at how Canelo has done against movers, like Austin Trout, for example, and Caleb Plant, okay? Trout arguably won that fight. He really had Canelo in an equal contest where he was successful at times, okay? Now, if you look at Plant, Plant is an interesting case because his movement, in my opinion, is excessive. And I believe that's what gets him in trouble. He moves too much, okay? It's not efficient. But Crawford is not going to try to move going backwards like Trout. I mean, like Plant, okay? He's going to move more like Trout, who was a somewhat underrated fighter, truth be told. And he's going to stay and attack Canelo in the pocket. People are all asking about, Crawford's punch. It doesn't matter. He can avoid Canelo's punch. That's what's important. He will be able to hit Canelo. And yes, Canelo might have his moments, but will Canelo be able to corner Crawford and actually hurt him? I don't think so. I think Canelo does much better when he fights guys who are stationary or more stationary. Even when he comes in at a disadvantage in weight. And he will be the bigger guy. I mean, Canelo does have that on his side, but Crawford moves really well. And there is no way that I can see a scenario where he gets knocked out by Canelo, or really where he gets outpointed by Canelo. I can see Canelo having some moments of success. I can see Crawford having some problems where he tastes Canelo's power a little bit and maybe has to back off, but all he's got to do is win rounds, okay? The punchers rounds, the championship rounds, are where the punchers really get a second chance a lot of times. You've got 3 more rounds if it's a 15-round fight like it used to be. Everybody's a little bit more tired. And there's too much going against Canelo in this fight. He does have the weight advantage, but if you look at fights as precedent, you can see why Plant was not successful. You can definitely see why Floyd was successful. And Crawford will probably fight a similar fight to Floyd. I know that Canelo was not much along at that time, but Crawford is a guy who, on a technical level, can really make another guy look amateurish. And he can do that because he knows his angles, he knows his distance, he's tough, and he can control the fight and not get backed up. He doesn't move excessively. So I am going on record here. I have a nice hot plate of crow ready in case that Crawford is going to win this fight relatively easily on points. And I'm going to also go on record as saying, I don't give two, you can put in the word, what the judges say, okay? It'll be pretty obvious who won this fight. And if they give it to either guy, either guy, and they didn't win it, I'm not going to accept credit if they do that with Crawford. And I'm going to say so if they do that with Canelo for some reason. If Canelo hits Crawford a couple times and Crawford's hitting him throughout the fight, and for some reason the judges give it to Canelo, I'm going to say that that's baloney. But I'm also going to say it's baloney if Canelo is being successful and the vice versa. Crawford doesn't really win. He's kind of tentative. He maybe gets a few shots in on his back foot, but he's obviously not really committed to the punching, and Canelo is winning with more effective punching. I'll give Canelo all the credit in the world, and I'll eat my crow. I never look at judges. Judges screw fights up. You cannot look at their decisions. What do you guys think? Who do you think is going to take this? Let's have some fun, okay?